Some say it's the baby Lamborghini Urus, and if I'm honest, I actually really like it. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Now before I jump into this one, I'd like to try something a little bit different. I'd like to attempt a bit of a Q&A session, not in this video but for the following video after this. So basically when this one goes live on YouTube, I'll also post something on my Instagram, so if you're not subscribed to that already or follow it, I'll leave all the links down below. And on that post, if you leave in the comment section any questions regarding to do with pretty much this car channel, so whether that's advice around, you know, a buying guide around my previous LA45, this C43, general things about the channel, things that you think I might know the answer to, post all those questions in the comment section of the post that I will put up on YouTube, put up on Instagram, and then in the video after this I will do like a live question and answer session in that video. Anyway, back to the video. What is this guilty obsession that I've got with this Audi RS Q3? Now, on the face of it, this does seem like a pretty confused little car. It's got multiple identities really. So what you've got is an Audi RS3 to start with, and then Audi have sprinkled some SUV DNA over the top, and then for the Sportback in particular, just squashed the rear. Ordinarily that's usually a recipe for disaster, but the way this thing looks as a finished package, it's actually really nice. You know, it's been compared to the Lamborghini Urus because it almost looks like that in a way. So that's the first thing. Do you guys agree with that or not? In my opinion, I think this thing looks really nice, both on the outside and on the interior. So this is what I want you to picture. My ideal spec would be Nardo grey with the black pack, so that gets rid of all the chrome bits and replaces them to gloss black. So that means, you know, the windowsills, you get a full black honeycomb grille, black badges, and then the only thing, black wheels as well, red brake calipers, although you can leave them black as standard. And then the only thing that I would personally do myself in terms of modifications is tint the rear lights, and then for me, that looks the part. And it's not just the looks that I think are class leading, it's that much loved engine. As I mentioned before, it's basically, you know, an RS3 on stilts almost. So that means it shares the same engine, that 2.5 litre 5-cylinder, which in that hot hatch range I think is one of the very best engines out there. Obviously the new A45 is the king in terms of, you know, pure horsepower and whatnot, but I think the new RS3 will be better. You know, it'll be a smoother engine and it'll launch better. It'll be a faster car overall, I think. And along with that engine you get the same 7-speed double clutch system that you find in the RS3, which it's one of those where it has the same problem as my previous LA45. When you're kind of pushing it, driving it, you know, being in control in sport mode, it's very good. But when you combine those two things together in terms of what's under the hood and the way it looks, it actually looks quite appealing. Now for me, this is coming from someone that I generally don't like SUVs. You know, even G-Wagons, Range Rover SVRs, it's not really my cup of tea. It'll be something that I'd have if, you know, you had the funds to have like the perfect 2 or 3 car garage, and you'd have like an SUV as like, you know, the family shopping car, whatever you want to call it. Because just by definition, that's one of the things that doesn't suit my lifestyle currently, because, you know, this car is C-Class. So even this C43, to me, when I'm driving, so I'm talking about kind of just real world scenarios, I despise multi-storey car parks. This C43 even feels big in them, and I'm really like, I'm always paranoid of curbing an alloy as I'm going in and going up. So honestly, to the people that drive their big massive Q7s and Range Rovers in there, I have no idea how you do it, because even in my CLA45 I hated them. So the thing with this RS Q3, it's not massive. it's relatively compact for what it is, and you can still fit full-sized human beings in the back. It's still practical, so even the thing with that sloping roofline at the back, you'd think that the boot would be smaller than the standard Q3, but it's not. It's the exact same. It's about 530 litres, which, you know, it's over like it's like 100 litres more than the equivalent X2 Sportback thing. I don't know what they call it. You know, the X235i, but this RSQ3 just looks miles better. It looks better than what BMW and Mercedes offer in that range. Now, obviously, if you're on the kinder side of your 20s, you know, SUVs, you just won't be considering it right now. Whereas when I get rid of this in probably 2.5 years' time, I will not be on the kinder side of my 20s, and it's just an idea, really. You know, I've always liked the RS3. It's just that its image has been somewhat damaged, I'd say. I don't know, it depends where you live. Depends where you live, depends on the country, etc. But I could not get the hatchback right now. It just, every single person just wants to race you. The police always have their eye on you. So, you know, if I was going down that route, it would have been the RS3 Saloon for me. But this RSQ3, it's very tempting, and at £53,000 list, it's not cheap. But generally, those Q models, so I'm talking about the Q3, the Q5, they're really good at holding their value, and I think this will be no different. So, you know, if you were to get one, you're not going to lose a cent. You're not going to lose a daft amount of money come 3 years' time when you sell it again. Anyway, guys, what do you think? RSQ3, yay or nay? I feel like it's going to be a bit of a Marmite car, to be honest, but what are your thoughts? I mean, I'm not immediately considering one right now, but, you know, when there's not much going on in terms of car news, etc., I think it just looks really, really nice for what it is. Or do you think one of its rivals is better? And if you do, let me know down in the comments, because I'm genuinely interested in what other people might think. Because I've spoken to some people, they love it. Some people are in the middle, and, you know, some people absolutely despise it. They think it's the most pointless car Audi have ever made. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.